Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like they're going to indict former President Donald Trump again on the most absurd allegations of obstruction. So they had to fabricate and create a crime in New York that relied on an FEC violation that actually never happened. So the FEC never even fined Trump, but they fined Clinton and the DNC for purchasing the Steele dossier. Then as a former president, he was able to declassify anything at will. Almost anything. And they are not going to get him on the classified documents. They're going to get him on obstruction. So then Jack Smith, the second special counsel, because the first special counsel, Mueller, found that, of course, he wasn't an operative of another country. So they make things up, and they get thousands upon thousands of articles written by everybody from the Washington Post, Times, MSNBC, CNN, Atlantic, Vanity Fair, Esquire, New Yorker, Rolling Stone. And then they find out, oh, he wasn't an operative. And then they move to the next allegation that's baseless, but that needs to be investigated. And God forbid if Trump makes a baseless allegation, you better believe it's not investigated ever. But here, Brett Baier, Fox News, is told multiple U.S. Secret Service agents connected to former President Donald Trump have been subpoenaed and are expected to testify before the D.C. grand jury likely on Friday. The grand jury appearances are related to the special counsel Jack Smith probing handling of classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. The issue is going to be, since there's precedent for, like Bill Clinton, for example, having classified data in a sock drawer next to his underwear, and the judge saying, well, you know, it's his personal data. He was writing a book, and it was on tape, so everything's fine. And then Clinton, with top secret intel, transferred onto servers. So you cannot, and hit subscribe to this channel right now, because I've written about this in the Huffington Post, Salon, other public, The Hill. You cannot transfer top secret or classified data, any type of classified data. You cannot transfer it onto a secret server that was at one point unencrypted. The fact that Clinton had emails that were born classified, it is impossible to receive an email. It is impossible to receive that email from a secure government location. But the Honorable James Comey on this channel stated that no reasonable prosecutor would indict, although there were violations of the legal statutes pertaining to the handling of classified data. Okay, so Democrats get away with like the most absurd, rampant, overt crimes. I mean, secret servers, then you have Hunter's laptop with endless crimes. But Trump apparently obstructed justice. So they go after him, and then they obstruct justice. And then they say he's obstructing our attempt at tormenting him. How dare he do this? Here's Reuters. Justice Department has more evidence of possible Trump obstruction in documents probe, Washington Post reports. So they're going to try to just do their best to interfere in 24. And to read my writing in The Hill, the Huffington Post, Salon, the Jerusalem Post, the Federalist, other publications, go to hagoodman.com. The super thanks is below next to the like and the share buttons. Channel's moving. It's because of you, and I appreciate that. And so my Patreons, thank you. My new Patreons, thank you so very, very much. Your support is greatly appreciated. This is the Reuters article. Investigators also have evidence indicating Trump told others to mislead government officials in early 2022, when the U.S. National Archives and Records Administration was working to recover documents from Trump's time as president. So Clinton actually had the FBI wanted Clinton's servers. Initially, she said, no, we're not going to give you the servers. And then she gave them completely deleted of all information. All the information was deleted. Then there was hardware just broken with hammers. But Trump didn't comply. And this is also hilarious. Trump, I think you're going to laugh at this, Trump looked through some of the boxes of government documents in his home out of an apparent desire to keep certain things in his possession. Impeach! Indict! Arrest! This man's a menace. This man is a menace to society. He's going to devour the world. Look what he did. Quote, Trump looked through some of the boxes of government documents in his home out of an apparent desire to keep certain things in his possession. So this is the obstruction they're going to get him on. You see, they can't get him on classified data. Clinton had no right, for example, to have Secret Service for 4 years, okay? Nobody knows more about that issue. I don't want to say nobody knows more. The Honorable James Comey knows a lot more than I do. The Honorable James Comey has never explained how the classified data ended up on secret private servers outside, not connected to the U.S. government. Okay. That is a serious national security issue. Nobody knows how servers were able to accept top secret intel. I think Hillary's going to be the 24 nominee. Nothing will stop Hillary Clinton in 24. She could very well become president if she wins Georgia and Arizona. So Trump has to make peace with the Georgia and Arizona Republican parties. I think this might be an attempt to prevent the Georgia and Arizona Republican parties from just saying, you know, we're going to back Trump. Because the Georgia and Arizona Republican parties, you might have in Georgia a third indictment for a phone conversation where Trump says find something. And of course, if Trump says find something, it means that you are going to, that means commit all the criminal acts possible. So there's a new lexicon or there's a new language. It's called Trump's language. When he hints at something, it means that you have to commit the greatest evil, all the criminality of all time. This is the thing. It ain't going to work. He didn't obstruct justice. They're going to get him on obstruction. They'll indict him on obstruction. They'll indict him for pressuring in Georgia. They can't indict in January because there were too many, shall we say, entanglements, shall we say. But they got him in New York by creating a crime. They're going to get him with Jack Smith because maybe one, person working close to him will get wants a book deal, and just like Stormy, an $800,000 book deal for taking down the menace Trump for obstructing justice because he looked into one of the records that he actually owned that the National Archives wanted, which, by the way, the Federal Records Act doesn't have an enforcement mechanism. And you talk obstruction, you're talking about all Democrats do is obstruct. They actually censor the New York Post, but they do so legally. They obstruct legally or illegally. So you have Clinton servers, illegal, and then you have the New York Post, a legal but very despicable attempt at silencing and censoring the truth about the Democratic Party. And then the DNC emails, an attempt claiming that the entire story helped the Kremlin because only the Kremlin would want you to know that Trump was actually a better option than Democrats, or that Democrats were cheating Bernie Sanders, thus making you vote for Trump. So they'll try to get him. If they can't get him on the initial allegation, they move the goalposts and then get him on obstruction, which, by the way, they were trying to get him on the Mueller probe for obstruction also. Nobody obstructed more than Clinton's campaign. And they even got fined by the FEC. Nobody obstructed more during the FBI investigation on her servers, but I think she'll be the 24 nominee. But hit subscribe to this channel. Trump will be the GOP nominee. They can indict him 20 times. He'll still be the nominee. It really doesn't matter. It only makes him It only gives him more strength politically. Hit subscribe. I'll be back in a couple of hours. Thank you. Share this everywhere. Thank you so very much, everybody.